You can change the color of the columns in your tabular web parts using this table configuration. And as we saw earlier, I demonstrated that formatting can be conditional. So, depending on the value of the rows in that column, you can change the color. It goes above a set point, you can change it red, for example. And that's both the foreground and the background. So let me demonstrate by showing you this is a conditional formatting here called myconfig with formatting, in which I've defined a table configuration that, if you look at our formatting section of the value column, there we go. If you look at the formatting section, we see that when it's less than 15, we're going to turn that blue. If it's greater than 85, we'll turn it red. So again, that was something I can apply to any of these columns. I chose to do it with the value column in this case. And the end result would look something like this. Now here's a typical tabular web part. This is the RT time series. And right now it's using the default behavior, the default configuration. Let me show you how it's defined right now. It's defined right now to use the table configuration called RT archive table. That actually ships with the system. So if you choose none, you'll notice it just simply doesn't show anything at all. There's no columns selected. So let's change to the one I just described, myconfig with formatting. I'll go ahead and choose that and apply. And what we're seeing now is that formatting that's been defined elsewhere centrally is now applied to this. And so any user who makes use of that myconfig with formatting, he's going to get that same behavior. So again, that's one of the points, one of the the important features of having a centralized configuration like this is once somebody goes to the trouble of configuring one of these table configurations like a template, it can be used all throughout the organization. Now, one more point that I'd like to make is that you can have a behavior that's labeled as hidden. So in other words, you can hide columns in a table. In fact, it's very common. If you noticed a lot of the columns for the snapshot values, we could show them, but we don't for the most part. And one of the interesting things about the hidden columns like that, even though they're not there for people to actually see, you can make use of the values of those columns. For example, if you're passing arguments, or if you've linked arguments or linked values from one web part to another, then values that are in hidden columns can actually be passed from one web part to another. So let's take a look at one. If we go out and take a look at our configuration page, we'll find, let's see where it is, here we go. We'll look at RtTable configuration. This again is in the administration page. There we go. If we look at the RT snapshot, which ships, as I said, by default, you'll notice that of the available columns, only 4 of these columns are actually have a behavior that will appear. All the rest of them, average, context, etc., they're all hidden. So that's fairly typical when you're looking at these table configurations, is to have hidden columns.